The million-dollar idea. John had always been fascinated by technology, and after he graduated from college, he landed a job as a software engineer at a large tech company. He had been working there for 10 years, and while he enjoyed his job, he had always dreamed of starting his own company. One day, while he was working on a project at the office, he had an idea for a new app that he thought could revolutionize the way people communicate. It was a simple idea, but he was convinced it had the potential to be huge. Excited about his new idea, John spent every free moment he had working on the app. He spent late nights and weekends coding and testing, and after months of hard work, it was finally ready. John knew he needed funding to bring his idea to life, so he started pitching it to investors. He met with a number of venture capital firms, but none of them seemed interested in his idea. He was about to give up hope when he received a call from one of the biggest venture capital firms in the country. They had heard about his app and were interested in learning more. John was nervous, but he knew this was his chance. He spent hours preparing for the meeting, and when the day finally came, he gave the best pitch of his life. To his surprise, the investors loved the idea and agreed to give him $1 million to develop the app. With the funding in place, John was able to hire a team of developers and designers, and together, they worked tirelessly to bring the app to life. It was a long and grueling process, but finally, the app was ready to launch. John was nervous as he hit the publish button, but to his delight, the app quickly gained traction. It was featured in a number of tech blogs, and within a week, it had tens of thousands of users. The app quickly became a sensation, and within a year, it had millions of users and was generating significant revenue. John was amazed at how fast it had grown, and he knew he had made the right decision to pursue his dream. He worked hard to keep the app updated and relevant, and over time, it became one of the most popular communication apps on the market. John was proud of what he had achieved, and he was grateful for the opportunity he had been given. But as the years passed, John became consumed by his work. He spent long hours at the office and traveled frequently, and he rarely took time off to relax. He became so focused on growing his company that he forgot about the things that had once mattered to him. He stopped spending time with his family and friends, and he forgot about his roots. He became arrogant and selfish, and he took his success for granted. One day, John received some devastating news. A new competitor had entered the market, and their app was gaining popularity at an alarming rate. John's company was in trouble, and he knew he had to do something to turn things around. He tried to come up with a new strategy, but nothing seemed to work. He was desperate and at a loss for what to do. That's when he received a visit from an old friend from college. John had not seen his friend in years, and as they sat and caught up, he realized how much he had missed out on by focusing solely on his work. His friend reminded John of all the things he had once cared about, and he realized how much he had changed since he started his company. Feeling guilty and ashamed, John knew he needed to make a change. He made the difficult decision to step down as CEO and take a break from the tech industry. He needed to reevaluate his priorities and reconnect with the things that had once mattered to him. Over the next few years, John traveled the world and spent time with his family and friends. He rediscovered his passion for technology, and he began working on a new project. This time, he focused on building a company that was not just about making money, but about making a difference in the world. He worked hard and remained humble, and his new company became a success. Looking back on his journey, John realized that he had been given a second chance to do things right. He was grateful for the opportunity to learn from his mistakes and make amends for the way he had treated others. He knew that he would always be grateful for the $1 million idea that had changed his life, but he also knew that it was his relationships and values that truly mattered in the end.
Intente responder las siguientes preguntas acerca de la historia que acaba de escuchar. Si no está seguro de alguna respuesta, puede volver a ver la parte donde se menciona esto en la historia.
What was John's dream? A. To be a software engineer. B. To have his own company. C. To travel the world. D. To be a famous artist. The answer is B. To have his own company. What was John's app idea about? A. A strategy game. B. A social network. C. A messaging service. D. A productivity tool. The answer is B. A social network. How did John get funding for his app? A. Working for a tech company. B. Selling his house. C. Borrowing from friends and family. D. Pitching it to a venture capital firm. The answer is D. Pitching it to a venture capital firm. How did John's app become a sensation? A. It won a prize in a tech contest. B. It was mentioned in tech blogs and had millions of users within a year. C. It was promoted in a massive advertising campaign. D. It was discovered by a celebrity and shared on social media. The answer is B. It was mentioned in tech blogs and had millions of users within a year. Why did John's company start to struggle? A. Users were not satisfied with the app. B. A new competitor entered the market with a similar app that was gaining popularity quickly. C. John lost interest in technology. D. The company ran out of money. The answer is B. A new competitor entered the market with a similar app that was gaining popularity quickly. What did John do to improve his company's situation? A. Hired more staff. B. Increased the prices of the app. C. Resigned as CEO and took a break from the tech industry. D. Moved to a country with lower costs. The answer is C. Resigned as CEO and took a break from the tech industry.